Good morning, students. Now, today's part of group 13, 14, and 15 LMTs structure of graphite. Yesterday, we have already seen structure of diamond, properties of diamond, and uses of diamond. Now, the structure of graphite. Explanation of structure of graphite. Graphite is composed of layer of two-dimensional sheets of carbon atoms. Each sheet is made up of hexagonal net of sp2 hybridized carbons bonded to three neighboring carbon atoms forming three bonds. In graphite, each sheet is made up of hexagonal net of sp2 carbons bonded to three neighboring carbon atoms forming three bonds. Graphite also produces pi bond because of the carbon atom containing unhybridized p orbital. This fourth electron in the unhybridized p orbital of each carbon atom is shared by all the carbon atoms to form pi bond. The fourth electron in the unhybridized p orbital of each carbon is shared by all the carbon atoms, resulting in the formation of pi bond. These pi electrons, after the formation of pi electrons, these pi electrons are delocalized over the whole layer. The carbon-carbon bond length in graphite is 141.5 picometer. The C-C bond length in graphite. This is the structure of graphite. It produces layer of graphite, and this layer is separated by 335 picometer. Each layer is separated by 335 picometer. So the C-C bond length in graphite is 141.5 picometer. The individual layers are held by weak van der Waals forces. These layers are held together by weak van der Waals forces, and these layers are separated by 335 picometer. This is the separation of these layers. These layers are separated by 335 picometer, and these individual layers are held together by weak van der Waals forces of attraction. Graphite is soft and slippery. Graphite is a soft and slippery and is thermodynamically most stable allotrope of carbon. Graphite is the thermodynamically most stable allotrope of carbon. Okay, this is the structure of allotrope of graphite. Now, next allotrope of graphite is fullerene. So, what is fullerene? What are fullerenes and how they are prepared? Definition of fullerene. Fullerenes are allotropes of carbon in which carbon molecules are linked by a definite number of carbon atoms. Fullerenes are allotropes of carbon in which carbon molecules are linked by a definite number of carbon atoms. For example, as in carbon 60, C60, this carbon 60 containing 60 carbon atoms linked with each other, 60 carbon atoms linked with each other in a molecule, fullerene molecule. So, fullerene are allotropes of carbon in which carbon molecules are linked by a definite number of carbon atoms, for example, as in C60. So, how fullerene prepared? Fullerenes are produced when an electric arc. Fullerene are produced when an electric arc is struck between graphite electrode using inert atmosphere like argon and helium. Fullerenes are produced when an electric arc is struck between graphite electrodes in an inert atmosphere of argon or helium. After the striking of electric arc in presence of inert atmosphere, the soot form, it produces a soot. The soot form contains significant amount of C60, carbon 60 fullerene. Larger amount of carbon 60 fullerene and smaller amount of other fullerenes, that is C32, C50, C70 and C84. Okay, so this is structure of fullerene. Definition and the preparation of fullerene. Now the structure of fullerene and properties of fullerene. Structure of fullerene, C60. C60 has a shape like saucer ball and called C60 has shape like saucer ball and called Buckminster fullerene. C60 allotrope of fullerene. This is C60 is the allotrope of fullerene. So C60 has a shape like saucer ball and called Buckminster fullerene or buckyball. Okay, it contains 20 hexagonal rings and 12 pentagonal fused rings of carbons. This buckyball or Buckminster fullerene contains 20 hexagonal means the ring containing 6 carbon, and pentagonal means ring containing 5 carbons. It contains Buckminster fullerene or buckyball contains 20 hexagonal rings and 12 pentagonal fused rings of carbons. The C60 fullerene structure exhibits separations between neighboring carbon atoms as 143.5 picometer. In C60 fullerene, structure exhibits separation between each neighboring carbon atoms are separated by 143.5 picometer and 138.3 picometer. Okay. Fullerenes are covalent and soluble in organic solvent. Fullerene produces covalent bond. Each carbon atom produces covalent bond and they are soluble in organic solvent. Fullerene 60 Fullerene 60 reacts with group first metals forming metals like potassium. Fullerene C60 reacts with group first metal, that is potassium, forming solid such as K3C60. Fullerene reacts with potassium metal, it produces solid compound, that is K3C60. Okay. The compound K3C60 the compound K3C60 behaves as a superconductor below 18 Kelvin. K3C60 behaves as a superconductor below 18 Kelvin, which means that it carries electric current with zero resistance. It means that it carries electric current with zero resistance. Okay, so this is properties and structure of C60 fullerene. Okay, now next one is explain the structure of carbon nanotubes with its property. Carbon nanotube, this is the structure of fullerene and this is the structure of carbon nanotube. Okay, so carbon nanotubes are cylindrical in shape. Carbon nanotubes are cylindrical in shape consisting of rolled up graphite sheets. This is a rolled up graphite sheets. Hexagonal rings. These sheets containing hexagonal rings. Okay. So carbon nanotubes are cylindrical in shape consisting of rolled up graphite sheet. Nanotubes can be single walled, that is SWNTS, with diameter of less than 1 nanometer, or multi-walled. A multi-walled, it is indicated in short, it is written as MWNTS. Nanotubes can be single walled SWNTS with diameter less than 1 nanometer, or multi-walled, it containing single walled or multi-walled. Single walled, it is represented by SWNTS and with diameter 1 nanometer, or multi-walled MWNTS with diameter reaching more than 100 nanometer. Multi-walled nanotubes reach diameter more than 100 nanometer. Their lengths range from several micrometers to millimeters. The lengths of carbon nanotubes, it is ranging from several micrometers to millimeters. Okay. Now the properties of nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes are robust. They can be bent. Carbon nanotubes are robust. They can be bent, and when released, they will spring back to the original shape. Carbon nanotubes are robust. They can be bent, and when released, they will spring back to the original shape. Carbon nanotubes have high electrical or heat conductivities. Carbon nanotubes have high electrical and carbon nanotubes have high electrical or heat conductivities and higher strength to weight ratio for any known material to date. Carbon nanotubes have high electrical or heat conductivities and highest strength to weight ratio for any known material to date. And last one, the researches of NASA are combining carbon nanotubes. The researches of NASA are combining carbon nanotubes with other materials into composites that can be used to build lightweight spacecraft. It is used for the preparation of lightweight spacecraft. Okay, and last allotrope of carbon is graphenes. So what is graphenes? Graphenes, it is the isolated layer of graphite. The isolated layer of graphite, it is known as graphene. The isolated layer of graphite, this is the layer of graphenes. The isolated layer of graphite is called graphene. Graphene sheet is a two-dimensional solid. Graphene sheet is a two-dimensional solid. It has unique electronic properties. It has unique electronic properties. Okay. So these are the allotropes of carbon. Allotropes of carbon. Now, compounds of group 13, 14 and 15 elements. Explain the structure. First of all, explain the structure of white phosphorus. First compound is white phosphorus, allotropes of phosphorus. There are different allotropes of phosphorus, red phosphorus, black phosphorus and white phosphorus. So, you have to explain the structure of white phosphorus, white or yellow phosphorus. So, explain the structure of white phosphorus, that is yellow phosphorus. White or yellow phosphorus consists of discrete tetrahedral P4 molecule. This is the tetrahedral structure of white phosphorus. The bond angle P dash P dash P bond angle is 60 degree. So, white phosphorus or yellow phosphorus consists of discrete tetrahedral P4 molecule. The P dash P dash P bond angle is 60 degree. White phosphorus is less stable and hence more reactive because an angular strain in the P4 molecule. It consists of angular strain in P4 molecule. Okay. So, this is the structure of white phosphorus. Now, physical properties. What are the physical properties? It is translucent white waxy solid. It glows in dark. White phosphorus glows in dark. So, that's why it is translucent white waxy solid. It glows in dark. The glow, the phenomenon of glowing in dark, it is known as chemiluminescence. This phenomenon, the phenomenon of glowing even in dark, it is known as chemiluminescence. So, white phosphorus, it is translucent white waxy solid. It glows in dark. This phenomenon is known as chemiluminescence. It is insoluble in water, but it dissolves in boiling NaOH solution. White phosphorus is insoluble in water, but it dissolves in boiling NaOH solution. It is poisonous. Okay, white phosphorus is poisonous. Now, red phosphorus, structure of red phosphorus. Here, red phosphorus. Red phosphorus consists of chains of P4 linked together by covalent bond. So, this is the chains containing P4, 4 phosphorus atoms. So, red phosphorus consists of chains of P4 linked together by covalent bonds. Thus, it is polymeric in nature. So, it is a polymeric in nature. Okay. Now, the physical properties of red phosphorus. First one is it is stable and less reactive. It is odorless. It possesses iron grey luster. It does not glow in dark. White phosphorus glow in dark, but red phosphorus does not glow in dark. It is insoluble in water and it is non-poisonous. White phosphorus is poisonous, whereas red phosphorus is non-poisonous. Okay. So, these are the properties of red phosphorus. Okay. Now, next one is important compounds of group 13, 14 and 15 elements. Important compounds of group 13, 14 and 15 elements. So, first compound is boron trichloride. BCl3, boron trichloride. Important compounds of group 13, 14 and 15 elements. This is the first compound, boron trichloride. Okay. So, explain the structure of boron trichloride, BCl3. Boron trichloride is a covalent compound. In BCl3 molecule, boron atom is sp2 hybridized. In boron trichloride, boron atom undergoes sp2 hybridization. Boron atom undergoes sp2 hybridization having one vacant unhybridized p orbital. After hybridization, sp2 hybridization, it contains one unhybridized p orbital. So, boron in boron trichloride has incomplete octet because of central boron atom containing 6 electron. So that's why it contains incomplete octet. So BCl3 is non-polar trigonal planar molecule, and each Cl-B-Cl bond angle is 120 degree. So this is the diagrammatic representation of boron trichloride. Okay. So आगे और बहुत स्ट्रक्चर है, वो स्ट्रक्चर हम बाद में देखेंगे. एल्यूमिनियम क्लोराइड है, उसके बाद बोरिक एसिड है. ओके, तो ये स्ट्रक्चर हम कल देखेंगे. दिस इज द टुडेज पार्ट. थैंक यू.